Hey friends, it's Friday again. I hope your week was fantastic. And thanks for sharing a little bit of your time with me today. So, I wanted to talk about something that honestly takes some practice to implement, but it has made a huge difference for me, and I hope it will for you too. And this is the idea of giving equal airtime to things going amazingly as we do catastrophizing. And this does not come naturally to most of us. So I wanted to illustrate this and talk about an experience that I had with my daughter yesterday. This daughter of mine leans to the anxious side of mindset. And I know this about her. This is not a surprise to me. But she started talking in the car last night. In their social studies class, they watch some sort of current events, something, and it's made for their age group, and it's put together every day, and so it's all like in real time current events. And of course, I am all for being informed, being an advocate, but not at the expense of your mental health. And for her, watching these things every day and hearing about all the world's problems and issues that just feel too big for her 12-year-old heart and brain to solve for affects her. She loses sleep about it. And so last night she was telling me about something specific due to the world's water supply that someone on this news show was talking about. And I could see her getting really agitated and really worked up about it. And she talked to me about how this person was teaching them and telling them about, according to this certain model, that the world is going to run out of water by in like 15 years or something. Um, and I'm not here to debate like climate change or, whether or not this is accurate. It's not the point. My point is that when she thinks about these issues, she gets panicked and terrified and she loops on these things and it's not good for her. And so I started to ask her, so I'm noticing that you are spending a lot of time worried about a lot of problems in the world. Is that true? And she said, yes, I think about it all the time and I can't sleep. And this is just terrible and everything is true. And so I said, okay, so we could kind of say that this is the channel that you're watching in your brain. And you watch this channel all the time, right? And she said, yes, I do. And I said, what if we decide to change the channel? And we decide on purpose that we're going to watch a different channel at least as often as you watch the everything is terrible, the world is going to end channel. And she said, well, like, what do you mean? And I said, well, what if we watch the channel of everything is going to be amazing in your life in the future? You're going to be a vet and you're going to be on Broadway and you're going to have tons of dogs and you're going to have a big place that you and all your dogs can live and tons of space for those dogs to run around. And you're going to be able to have the resources and the energy to be able to adopt dogs that need to be rescued. And for all the dogs that don't have an owner, you're going to be that person and you're going to help a bunch of them and you're going to have employees that help you take care of these dogs. And maybe you even find homes for these dogs. Some of them are temporary, and you're always on the lookout for good homes. And you're going to be able to do your vet clinic during the day, and you're going to be able to be in shows and be an actress also part-time. And, of course, like I'm just dreaming all of this up based on things that she says she wants to do when she grows up. It doesn't matter if it's realistic. It doesn't matter if your brain, when you hear all of this, fights back and, well, that's not possible. That could never happen. I could never do any of that. The whole point is we are redirecting from this catastrophic world channel to what if things are amazing? Because both of them, on some level, are made up. This catastrophizing over here, this hasn't happened yet. It's in the future. And the daydreaming about things going amazingly hasn't happened either. It's also made up. And I said, here's the thing. I said, all it takes for that model of this catastrophizing worldview that you were watching in social studies, all it takes is for one really smart person to invent or come up with something that proves that model wrong. And I told her, I believe in the genius of people, but what creates that genius is somebody dreaming of what could be and bringing that sort of energy instead of the world is going to end. Everything is terrible. There's nothing good, nobody good out there. All of those. What if instead we decided my life is going to be amazing? And here's what it might look like. We go to work proving those things true instead of focusing on how many animals are strays in the world and how many don't have homes or, whatever. Instead of focusing on that, we can instead focus on, you know what? There are a lot of animals who need homes, dogs and cats. And I'm going to be the person who helps figure out how to handle this problem. So it just brings a different energy. Spend equal airtime catastrophizing as you do dreaming up how things are going to be more amazing than you could even imagine. It's all made up. So we might as well spend time thinking about things going exactly right. At least as much time thinking about how things are going to go exactly right as we do worried about all the things that could go wrong. And I know you might be thinking that's irresponsible or you're just burying your head in the sand. But I promise, if you start thinking about how things could go exactly right, you're going to start creating that. You really do. It's manifesting at its most beautiful. And the funny thing was, when we started talking about all of these things going beautifully in my daughter's imaginary future, I could see her start to relax. Sometimes we just need somebody to open our mind to the possibility that just because we think it, it doesn't mean it's a fact. So just try loosening your grip on these catastrophic ideas and worries in your head and see what happens. You might be surprised. And again, don't shame your brain. Your brain thinks that those worries and catastrophizing, it thinks it's useful. It thinks it's protecting you. But most of the time, it's not. It's just keeping you from greatness. Those worries and catastrophes that we invent in our head, they keep us small and they keep us afraid. Small does not produce greatness. Hiding and fear, that's not what is going to produce our best life. If you're trapped in catastrophizing, don't worry. It's okay. It makes perfect sense. But you don't have to stay there. Book a free coaching session with me and let me help you get out of that trap, because I can see things that you can't because I'm farther away. I'm not in your head like you are. So if you want help loosening your grip on the things that worry you and the things that you are just stuck in the loop of catastrophizing about, book a free coaching session. Let's get to work. We can work on it together. I promise you, it is available to you. Come and find me. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Meg the Divorce Coach. Come and find me and let's book a free coaching session for you. I promise you, relief is available to you just like it was to my 12-year-old yesterday. I can't wait to hear from you. Have a great weekend, my friends. I'll talk to you soon.